Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So sorry to start my live here on a bit of a sad note, but we need prayers for Nate the lawyer. He just posted a video and he's having surgery or may have had it already for a brain tumor. Yeah. Young father, small children, pray hard. Yeah, poor Nate. Poor Nate. And I wish him all the best and a fast healing. And yeah, hopefully we hear some updates soon from him. Anyhow, so that aside, moving right along to the week of nonsense from the nonsensical duo of destruction, the Duke and Duchess of diabolical destruction and demonic distractions. Hi, Lee Stainer. How are you? Yes, it's very sad. Right, very shocking and sad. I was like, what? And then, you know, he's just such a nice, likable guy. I just, it's so smart. I mean, and a fighter. He fought for us against this evil duo. And Christopher Boozy, yeah, he was the only one that was, lawyer who would, take our case basically. And yeah, so yeah, pray, pray, pray. So anyways, and pray away these two while you're at it. While you're praying. Harry and Meghan, and they get their comeuppance. Anyways, yeah. So this, I have a few stories because Harry and Meghan are just pumping them out. They're just like boom, 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 trying to overload us because I think they're trying to cover up one of the stories I'm going to tell you about. But this one came out. Harry and Meghan seem to have linked up with Angela Pearl, an Australian celebrity astrologer, while in New York. Pearl released a heavily redacted letter the Harkle sent her when they imply another far royal tour on the horizon. The titles need to go. So, uh, allegedly, Meghan is very into astrology. She will not make a move without it. Yeah. Um, yeah. And Harry and Meghan did put out an article saying they're thinking of going to Australia after William and Catherine announced they're going on a tour to Australia. The usual copycatting. So I just found that interesting because I'm always pointing out, as you know, that Harry and Meghan, or Meghan, does things on her full and new moons. And even just recently, with the next story we have here, Meghan's return to acting. Oh, you can't really see it that one. I'm going to pull it down. Meghan's return to acting after an 8-year hiatus. So this story came out on November 6th, 2025. And for those of you who may be interested in my ingress sheet, you might be more interested in knowing that Meghan Markle's following this, If you look on for November, I'm making a new one soon for 2026. I make this every year. On November 9th, Mercury goes retrograde. Mercury communications, writing, publishing something here. Mercury and Jupiter. Mercury went retrograde on the 9th. Jupiter just went retrograde on the 11th. So retrograde is about going back over something. It's a great time to review or return to something. So just before Mercury retrograde, Meghan announces a return to acting. I'm just putting that out there, not coincidence. And of course, she has done this show she's working on. Here it says, I heard she had a huge falling out with one of the actresses. So Meghan appeared on the set of Close Personal Friends where she will play herself. So Meghan's playing herself. She's like, eye roll, please. And the Amazon MGM Studios production is about two couples, one of whom are famous and the other who are not. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, she's gotten back into acting now. So, I'm just going to throw a couple of cards. I'm just going to be throwing some cards here and there and saying, how's this going to go? Meghan's return to acting after the Queen told her she could act if she wanted to. And she said, no, 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 I want to be a full time royal. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lie, lie, lie. Yeah. Yeah, they're too much. Meghan's returning to acting. I mean, she'll do anything. Is there anything these two won't do to pop out a story about something stupid? All they do, they're just distractions. Diabolical, the Duke and Duchess of diabolical, demonic distractions. How's it gonna go? Already we heard that Meghan's a raging alcoholic from what we hear, and she had a huge falling out with one of the younger actresses who's much more talented and famous than her in acting, because Meghan didn't get famous from acting. She only got famous from marrying Harry. So let's see, how's it gonna go in general? How would we look at that with Meghan with her acting, return to acting? Now everybody's gonna watch it. They got dissect it. They've been talking about it, blah blah blah. So how's it gonna go? How's it gonna go? Let's see what the cards show. Ooh, five of rods, five of wands reversed. So I mean, this is just more competition with William and Catherine trying to find a way to be in the media, puff, a story again. So this is just another part of the battle against the royal family, and particularly William and Catherine. Yeah, so she, went back to acting, and she's, trying to cozy up to Netflix and Bezos at that party, trying to make new connections through it. Oh, Tower. Yeah. I don't think it's going to go well, though. I think that, but it is going to be a huge brouhaha over it. Now, this could also refer to her having a huge blow up on the set as well. As usual, with everything else Meghan Markle does, we're looking at some disaster. Disaster. Yes. Yes. In the long term, Moon. But she is going to make everybody crazy and Luna. And she is going to, create controversy. And yeah, everybody, there already is controversy with her and the other actress, right? Yeah. So this is going to be just more craziness. It's going to be really crazy. I'm getting two major arcana, Tower and Moon. She's going to really be revving up the scandals and the controversy with this one somehow. And as usual, it's to be a diversion from and also a distraction and to just try to get more. I mean, Harry and Meghan are like the king and queen of PR nonsense and distractions and ridiculousness and making huge stories out of nothing, right? So yeah, this is going to be another example of it for sure. For sure, but I don't think her return to acting is going to be taken well at all. I think it's going to show how badly she's a liar about everything. I even wonder sometimes if that Suits show really existed because so many people have said, I never even heard of it or saw it. With everything else that's such a construct with Harry and Meghan that you wonder is like, was there ever really a show or was the whole thing just a scam from beginning to end and they just pretended it was there? Uh, I've yet to meet anyone who actually watched it. You have people who will say they watched it, but they could be lying. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I'm not absolutely convinced there was, anyways, that it was a legitimate show. I mean, just seems a little too, Anyway, everything Meghan with Meghan Markle is a lie. So, anyhow, so there's that. Her acting is going to be a disaster as usual, but it will give her a lot of controversial attention and clicks. So, moving right along to the next story here. Prince Harry wrote a 647-word essay on, quote, what makes us British? Like, huh? Come again? He moves to America to escape the oppressive royal family and find his freedom. And after living in America for how many years is it now? 5 years? He's going to write about what makes him British, what makes us British, because this is from the Telegraph, a British paper. Say, well, Harry, why not? Obviously, he wants to. They're trying to. This is what Operation Thaw. They're trying to soften Harry's reputation with the British because he wants to come back. So this looks like that's part of it. Let me look a little more into it. It just seems like. And then when somebody asked him in a recent interview, well, what have you learned about Americans? He's like, nothing. He's learned nothing. Actually, he didn't come here to learn anything. He didn't come here to become part of the culture. He just came here and follow Meghan around and try to bring in censorship. So, and now he wants to reestablish himself as I love Britain. I love Britain. I'm British. We're all British. Nothing can change that, even though I live in California. So I go, why didn't you stay in Britain, Harry? You could have stayed. Anyways, I know you couldn't have because Meghan wanted to go to Hollywood. That's right. The part of your privacy. You want a more private life. So why is Harry, let's see, why is Harry writing an essay, Harry of all people? And he didn't write it. He didn't write. He can't write. You know that. Somebody else wrote it. James Holt or somebody wrote it for him. Or Meredith Maines or whoever. Yeah, let's find out here. Was Harry hoping to do, or him and his PR team, his communications team, what are they hoping to do with this essay about Harry living in America for 5 years and now suddenly he knows all about what it means to be British? But he has no idea what it means to be American, and he never wants to know, and we know that already. Why he never had any intentions of becoming a citizen. He was here for a mission for the palace. Censorship, that's all he was here for. Him and Katie Couric and all the other people, Chris Krebs and everyone else on the Aspen Institute, etc. Renee DiResta. Anyways, let's see. What's Harry hoping to accomplish with his essay on what it means to be British? He doesn't say like what I've learned. He says he's telling you what it means. This is what it means. I'm telling you, that you accept it, and there's going to be comments about it. People are going to be responding back to him like, what are you talking about? Yeah, he's lived a royal life. He's lived life as very privileged, and I don't think he necessarily knows how the average British person feels about things. That's my take on it. Someone like him, it feels a bit lectury, like he's lecturing people. This is what it means to be British. So what's he going to accomplish? What's he hoping to accomplish with this essay that somebody wrote? Everything's ghostwritten with him. His book was ghostwritten. All their books are ghostwritten. Him and Meghan can't write. Anyways, here we go. They don't have the work ethic. What's he hoping to accomplish with this essay? Let's see what the cards show. Oh, Eight of Swords reversed. Using words, communication, swords to return. He's trying to undo this horrible reputation he has. And this is an interesting particular Eight of Swords card because you see she's looking at her reflection and it's in the mirror here, or on the internet, you could say, where she's seeing herself unable to get out of the situation, the reputation she's developed, right? You can look at this, but of course we look at this as Harry and his team, and they're like, okay, everybody hates you and wants you in prison for your censorship activities, as you rightfully should be, because you're a traitor and have committed treason. But in order to escape that, of course, because there are investigations going on now, and he may be losing his visa. It's reversed. And also to escape his horrible reputation, how people see him as this horrible criminal that he is. So he's trying to, so he is, I get the kind of two things, trying to get out of this, he is pushing to go back to Britain to get out of trouble that he's caused here, and he's also trying to change people's perceptions. How's it going to go? Okay, Ace of Pentacles. Something new here, new activity. Greedy, grasping. Now I see this like an Ace of Pentacles. She's sitting on the earth, like her land, embracing her country. So Harry is going to probably, he already does charity work there, so-called charity work. But I think that he's going to do something to be more down to earth and either directly with the land, doing something with farming possibly, or something connected to that. But he's really going to be pushing his love for his country and with his children, starting something new here with that. Oh, and he's going to get a ton of publicity for this. They're going to be pushing this hard with his sunshine sacks, obviously sun, with his publicity, the overwhelming, just PR that he's going to be pushing out. Like Catherine just recently put out a video where she keeps talking about change, which I did not take as a particular. She could have meant something positive by it, but it could also be taken as something negative, in my opinion, with all the changes going on in the past few years that are not positive unless you're a globalist. So I do kind of get that kind of vibe. Like he's going to try doing a Catherine type of thing with the nature and the being out in the country, because they're always copying them anyways. And it is going to be overwhelmingly, like, you're not going to be able to escape it. It's going to be a big PR push. So it's going to get more, he's going to be getting more, doing a lot more. And here we go. Six of Swords is to go back home. He's ready. He's ready. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming home. He's returning. The prodigal son is returning. And this is to pave the way to start dropping into everybody's unconscious, just putting out another story about, and I showed you like the other day, there are two articles on the front page of the web browser where it says Prince Harry's missing his brother and Prince Harry misses his father and ready to go back home. I mean, they're constantly dripping story after story. It's like, just go. Okay. Everybody knows already, people that pay attention. Everyone else doesn't care and doesn't pay attention. So absolutely, this article is trying to reestablish himself as a born bred, you know, British man who served his country. They always have to mention that he was in the service for 10 years. So he's going to be, pushing that more and more as he gets closer and closer to his arrivederci date. Bon voyage, Harry. Bon voyage. I am a. We have the Sussex squad raise money for a one-way ticket. How about that, Harry? That sounds a great idea to me. I might even donate to that. All right, so here we go. That is that one. So next story, next puff piece from the diabolical duo of destruction is, if I can get it, find it. My browser will work for me. Not this one. My browser window. There we go. Okay. Next story. Okay, I was on that from Twitter X. Okay, this is a video Meghan put up on her As Ever Instagram page, which is right here. I'll just click it. There's no sound with it, so I don't have to worry about copyright. So Meghan's put up a Christmassy video. It says, "Oh, we see you, not even Thanksgiving yet, and you'll already got this in the bag." So she's doing the fake Christmas tree setup here, and she's wearing a nail necklace, which apparently she enjoys wearing all the time. A nail necklace, a necklace that looks like a nail around her neck. She wore it in Colombia most recently, but she's worn it multiple times. It made all events, it made a lot of events that she goes to, and it literally looks like a nail. And of course, to wear that on a Christmas type of, video, with a Christmas tree in the background and garland and all of that. People are taking that as to be kind of satanic, right? So we all know Harry and Meghan are satanic AF, and there's nothing more the Satanists love than to ruin Christmas. They always want to do things to attack Christians and Christianity, and especially around Christmas time, they love coming out with their depressing, hateful, disgusting, perverse, and satanic things. So here's Meghan. Meghan can't wait to get started. She's like, "Ah, come on." So she's wearing a nail around her neck and putting up, she puts up a 10-second video of her um, decorating and laughing, cackling like the hyena she is. Yeah, yeah. Pray for Nate for sure. Everybody pray for Nate. Pass the word on. Yeah, so let's look at satanic. Is Meghan being satanic again, wearing a nail around her neck as she decorates for Christmas? And she doesn't even look festive. She's wearing brown. But everyone knows if you're going to be doing decorating, especially at Christmas time, you've got to be wearing something festive. That's at least looking somewhat. Especially if you're making a video and you own a company where you're selling crap. You would, if it's a Christmas holiday type video, you're gonna wear something that's gonna look like Christmas, but instead she wears blah brown, which shows that she doesn't even celebrate Christmas. If you ask me, she's only pretending to. She wants to sell money to Christians. Not make money from Christians for sure. Take your money, but she doesn't want to celebrate. So is Meghan being satanic or what with this wearing a nail around her neck? And don't forget, she went to Nigeria, prancing around, bragging she's 43% Nigerian. Nigeria has killed how many? 40, 50,000 Christians? They're slaughtered pretty much daily there. And Meghan has nothing to say about that. She couldn't care less. She loves it there. She wants to. She identifies with Nigeria. So let's take a look here. Meghan and wearing a nail around her neck, brown outfits. Is she being satanic with this video? Let's see what the cards show. I get Hermit reversed. Here now, the Hermit in this card is wearing brown. I don't know if you can see that clearly, but he's wearing the same yucky brown outfit there. And of course, the Hermit is often seen as the Harry card, but the Hermit is also a wise person who sending out a message there. The wise man, you could say. Of course, I have it reversed because nothing Meghan does is wise. She's always foolish. And the Hermit is also like can be seen as an expert. So reverse could be seen as, Meghan's the fake expert. Her and Harry pretend that they know about mental health, and they pretend, and they know nothing, have no credentials, right? And they pretend to know about online, how to handle online hate speech, alleged hate speech that they hate, and everything else. Well, here's another example. Meghan does a cooking show where or calligraphy, and she pretends to know something. So she's being a fake, fraudulent, Martha Stewart, basically. She's trying it with this video to appear like she knows what she's doing when we all know she doesn't, So she's the fake expert or the fake homemaker here. Oh, there it is. There it is. It came up. Asking if she's being satanic. You see that? Yep. Yep. There's your answer. And I take reverse it as excess of in this case. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Everything Harry and Meghan do is satanic. Everything. Everything. And you can see they're having orgies. What Meghan's really doing on Christmas, like all the other Satanists that they did during COVID lockdowns, they're having their orgies. Yeah, so there it is. Excess of, secretively as well. Of course, she doesn't openly admit she's a Satanist, but we all know it. People follow her. So yeah, very satanic, very evil. She's being as usual. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, an attack card, a new attack. The nail, you can look at her sword as the nail that's around her neck. She's doing it to attack people and to put out an evil spell here. This woman looks like she's putting out some spell work, and I get it reversed. Evil, wishing death upon us, especially Christians. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she is attacking Christians here for sure. And like I was saying in Nigeria, they're killing them all the time. Oh my God. And I get the tower reversed. Yeah. So she wants destruction. She wants New World Order. And of course, this is what her and Harry are really about. Harry and Meghan, as they've said themselves on video, they are here to build back better. Right? They both in 2020, when they moved to America, went on video say we need to rebuild back better and reimagine a new way. Well, you don't build back better until you've destroyed society with the New World Order first, and then you rebuild in your communist Marxist global tyranny. So this is all part of it. This all this they're doing the spell work. They're still pushing the globalism. They just still want to destroy America and the monarchy too. They still want everyone to die, and their evil spell word. This is a spiritual battle. That's all I gotta say. And this video that Meghan put up is a part of it. And you might be saying, "Oh, come on, it's just a video." I mean, there's spell work involved in this and what she's doing. And if you really look at it, I'm sure, it's in there. It's in everything she does. There's spell work involved. The timing of it, this, that, and the other. There's some kind of evil spell work involved with everything she does, and that's the agenda. And this is very satanic what she's doing, mocking and being evil. And she's revving up to be especially evil at Christmas time, of course, as they usually are. All right, so with that, this brings us to the last story of the day. Thank you all for hanging in there with me. And this story is about the one I think that they're doing all these other stories to cover and distract from, I believe, possibly, is this story that Prince Harry's team claimed that they sent a notice to the palace about his trip to Canada. So Harry took a trip to Canada last week where for Remembrance Day, where he kicked everybody out of an old folks home, an old veterans home. The family was kicked out so that he could go in and spend time with the elderly veterans there and pose for pictures with the man who fought in World War II and all that. Well, Harry claimed that Harry's office, which is really Harry or his communication people, James Holt, they claimed that they informed the palace that he was going to Canada. And this is written about here in this article. And it turns out he's lying, as usual. Harry, what a shocker. Harry lied, like him and Meghan always do. So Prince Harry claims Palace was briefed on his trip to Toronto, but recollections continue to vary on the, quote, courtesy warning before the Duke met with the King and Queen's regiments in Canada. So when Prince William had just set foot in Brazil, there was messages that Prince Harry announced that he was going to Canada. So again, Harry was trying to overshadow his brother's trip to Brazil by announcing, "I'm going to Canada." They called it the Remembrance Tide. The Duke's Harry's office added that the palace had been informed, quote, as a courtesy. So Harry and his team claimed that they told them that he was going to do this and make this announcement, but no one at the palace received a memo, or leading to questions as whether if it was sent. They said that nobody had been informed at Buckingham Palace or Kensington Palace. They had not received any advanced notice of Harry's trip before it released to the press. So when Harry's office was asked when they sent this courtesy warning and to whom, there came no reply. Yes, no response. Kind of like YouTube when your channel goes down, no response, no one to talk to. The guidance that the palace has been informed about the trip ahead of time was, didn't happen. And this is a picture from Harry's trip. Harry met with soldiers. He met with Queen Camilla's own Rifles of Canada. And pranced around pretending to still be a working royal, is basically what he's doing. Breaking all the rules as usual. And also publishing that essay about what it means to be British. Yeah. Meanwhile, the royal family celebrated Remembrance Day, and Harry hung out with Kim Kardashian. Yeah. So, I mean, you can see how fake and phony and what a diversion and how obnoxious they are just to be that way, be ridiculous clowns. Yeah. So, Harry and his office claimed, and this again and again, this reminds me of when Harry claimed that he asked the Queen if she could name their daughter after her, and before Meghan came out and said, "Oh, we're going to call her Lilibet," and they claimed, "Oh, we asked the Queen; she was fine with it." They said, but word from the palace was, "No, she wasn't. Nobody asked her. They never informed her or asked her permission." Harry and Meghan lied and claimed that they asked her permission, which we all know is a lie. Everything out of them is a lie. Unbelievable, right? Let's see. What happened there? Did Harry, making another controversy here, just trying to overshadow his brother? For now, overshadow, soon to be overthrow. I'm sure. That's what Meghan wants. We all know that. So what happened here? Did Harry really send a courtesy notice to the palace? Or is Harry once again lying? Or maybe Harry messed up. Maybe Harry thought he texted somebody and he hadn't. Harry's not exactly thinking straight, too. So we do have to keep that in mind. Harry and Meghan's mental state, which is never sober and never clear. So let's see here. What's going on? What happened here? Miscommunication? Is Harry being difficult as usual? Is this a PR ploy? What's going on? Let's see what the cards show. All right, so I get 4 of cups reversed. Being upsetting to his father. I get his father uh is the main one he's going for here. You got these people circle around him, and cups being emotional, trying to be emotionally upsetting here with the royal family. You can look at this as a royal, it looks like a royal setting here, the king at this end of the table. So with the cups reversed, I take it that he wanted to upset William's trip, William's tour. Right, because William was going to Cop, whatever, 20 or whatever, whichever version it was. And he wanted to be upsetting to that because William is representing the king, of course. And I get 3 of wands. It's creating a little diversion there, some press, putting it out there, saying, this guy looks like he's yodeling. This is Harry standing on the mountains of Canada there, you know, uh, being a distraction and traveling up there just to steal some of the sunlight. He's standing in the sunlight here. He wants some of that shine. He's trying to take that shine away from William. Sunlight. Oh, world reversed. On the world press, and also the globalist conference that it was in Brazil. Harry, you know what? I'm getting that Harry was jealous that he wasn't invited. He wanted to be invited. He's like, why am I not called upon? I'm one of them. So, and this is also can kind of see this like a eugenicist tree. They're all eugenicists, right? Yeah. So I'm kind of getting he was jealous that he wasn't invited, and so he's trying to overshadow it, at least for his brother. Yeah, yeah. And finally, oh, Ace of Rods, Ace of Wands reversed. Yeah, he was trying to throw William off balance, the royal family off balance. Because they're doing this balancing act with trying not to overshadow each other. They're supposed to be doing that. But of course, since day one, Meghan's been overshadowing them in the media. But Harry doesn't usually purposely do this because Harry knows better. And he is trying to go back home, right? Trying to make a deal. But he's throwing them off balance again. He's trying to throw them off their game, particularly William in the media. So it is being on the world's press here. He hated that William went to this conference. He really hated it. Because William is stepping up as king. This is how they do it. They gradually give William more and more of King Charles's role until eventually he's taken it all over. And so this cop, even though I'm no fan, I am definitely no fan of this cop thing. I think the whole thing was a disgusting, evil globalist meeting. He did go there to represent his father, so he was acting like a king. Usually, only a king goes to the cop meeting, and William was there as a king, basically in a king role, and that really bothered Harry. That really bothered Harry because that's the one thing that gets on Harry right now's nerves is his brother is going to be king, very not too distant future, and that terrifies Harry and Meghan. And so that's why Harry is going out of his way now, just being a juvenile delinquent and making these puff pieces to be disruptive to his conference as much in his own way. And because I think because he feels he should be co-king, right? Because that's what Harry and Meghan want. They don't want just half in, half out. They want to be co-king and queen. They want to have two kings and two queens. Because according to Meghan, they're brothers, so they should share everything 50-50. So, yeah, that's how crazy she is, and they are. And this is why Harry is, being pushed out there and using the PR with his globalist Obama, Clinton pals there, deep state, to be as disruptive with Prince William, especially now that he's acting as a monarch. He's acting as head of state, king, and Harry can't stand it. He's going to try to always be destructive, try to throw off his PR, trying to attract attention, but good luck with that because nobody cares about Harry. Yeah. Always jealous. He's always been jealous. He will always be jealous. And Meghan loves and is very good at manipulating that and, revving Harry up, right? In more ways than one. So there you have it. Those are all the stories I wanted to cover today. So I hope you found this interesting, entertaining, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. All right, take care, everyone. Bye bye.